Hey there, everybody. I actually shot a couple of, in my opinion, bad examples. Well, good examples, badly performed, but I'm going to keep them for at the end. Let's just go through this video. Let's just learn something first, and then you can make fun of me, shall we? So, this week's lesson is something called the Andalusian cadence. It's a sequence of 4 chords in a certain pattern, and I know I said 4 chords, it's not those Axis of Awesome 4 chords, it's 4 different chords. But it's still something that pops up in a lot of songs through the ages. For that, again, look at the end of all the bad examples that I made, or just look at the Wikipedia link I added below. Anyway, to our lesson, shall we? I tend to play in the 5 first frets whenever possible for the convenience of this lesson, and because it's 4 chords in a descending order, I'm going to try and stick to the E string so that we really have a clear sight of how the chord progresses. If you're studying chord patterns, you might have noticed that a lot of them are mentioned in Roman numeral ways. For the record, this one would be 6, 5, 4, 3, which sounds simple enough, but I'm not a fan of those Roman numerals, so let's skip that and let's just stick to the basics, shall we? We're using B as a root note, but it's more than just the root notes. If it were just the root notes, our example would be B, A, G, F sharp. So we could stick to just the root notes, but let's embellish it a bit, shall we? And to really know the cadence, we should know the pattern of the chords. So I'm just going to run over them. It's a minor, major, a major, and again a major. But if you want to play it extremely nice, go for the major 7th. So in our example here, it's B minor, A major, G major, and F sharp 7. Let's go into details about these chords, shall we? Our B minor consists of our B, a D, and the F sharp. Again, when you're playing chord patterns as single notes, feel the vibe, feel the rhythm, feel whatever you want, and just use something that works with the song. I'm going to go over some examples at the end of this video. Before the crappy outtakes, of course. 1 chord down, 2 steps down, is our A major, consisting of an A, C sharp, and an E. Next one over, again, 1 chord down, or 2 steps down, or G, being G, B, and again a D. Last in our progression, 1 step down, 1 chord down, is our F sharp, being F sharp, or B flat, and an E again. So again, in progression order. The reason why this one particularly is actually nice to play it on your first 5 frets is you can play it holding your hand in one position. So the same thing I just played from a single position would be As mentioned, you don't have to just stick to the basic notes of the chord. You can do whatever you want. If you want, go punk rocky and go 8s or 16s and just use the root note. But that's a bit boring. Let's go to the other side of the spectrum and let's disco it up. Disco, and let's use some octaves, shall we? If you do want to use the single string method, as said, it is a viable option certainly for this line. You could also implement a returning note. In our example here, starting on a B, it would be an A, so you'd have something like this. Well, there you have it. Thanks for sticking through this one. Just enjoy the outtakes of examples in the end. Again, I'm not a good guitar player, I'm certainly not a good pianist, but I have fun, and isn't that what it's all about? See you next week.